is an NGO based here in Morocco whose sole purpose and mission is to support and help youth in any way it can to find their current and the necessary skills to develop their employability and to actually increase their chances to find a job. So, for those who know us and have been able to engage with us in different project programs or trainings, welcome again. And for those who are discovering who EFE is for the first time throughout this activity, you're welcome, and we would like to engage with you more after at the end of this. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce now our two main speakers for this event. We try to think of what is the best way that we can engage more with our participants and how to keep the real spirit of the project within our speakers. And that's how we are discovering two. I mean, we have with us today Selmia, who's an entrepreneur from Go, and we also have Rule from both are very role there. And if you don't work, is found the role visual is to do is or an out and all. They have this very powerful document. It's film and it's a journey actually. Sorry, it's how powerful character. So thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you.
Uh, we are with you out of LinkedIn and it's actually the vice president office of the president and also a Johnson. So she for the 16 years experience in strategic community advice, ministers in Egypt, international tourism, and she's also the big in the organization. So we're thank you for being us here today.
Love you.
Thank you. Now let's dive into our conversation. I think that what we can start with very easily is if you could just give us a proper introduction of what is it that you guys do and how you how you decided to the project and what path in your career took you into this. So maybe Rula, if you would like to start first.
Absolutely. I think I've never been, I think, and I've my career is working across different multinational agencies in communication brand and marketing. And I went to work with the government for a couple of years. For 5 years, I did the government of Egypt. And I think during a moment where I applied, a lot of entities were seeking my consult, my advice on projects with market communication, etc., that I decided maybe this is time to scale up. So it came after 70 years of my career. Um, and that moment basically made me consult for multiple different entities. It was only until an mentor of mine started because your organization, right? So I tacked on all of these that I was answered from my to other advice, and that's where it came from. It was for me to start on me. So I was very happy part of the advertising industry as an employee. I think it's just you need to be like a little open to the unknown, and that's what happened. And I started my own company.
Great, thanks a lot, Rula. So one key element I retain from your intervention is a mentor. That is a very important aspect, in the entrepreneurial journey, and we'll get into that later on. Taha, please, if you'd like to give us a few words on how you decided to launch.
So I'm Taha Ben Salmiya. I'm a Moroccan filmmaker. The like basically I started the comics. It is, uh, Then I challenge all this field to multimedia. Then I moved to media and documentary filmmaking. In uh, in 2019, I I think it's time to launch my own business to turn creative storytelling into business that connects people and idea through film. That's my briefly.
Great, excellent. Thank you very much. So as you can see, no matter where you start, you can always switch, and decide what path you want to follow in your career.
Yeah.
So thank you both for this introduction. Now, when we talk about entrepreneurship, one of the main things that block people and scare them is what challenges I'm gonna face. Like once I try to decide on business, once I want to become an entrepreneur, I'm just gonna have obstacles and a lot of challenges. So if you could share with us, what were some of these challenges that you faced in deciding to do the project and how you actually overcame these difficulties? Yeah, once I started with life, yeah.
So it's quite interesting because I think no matter how many people tell you, and no matter how many books you read, and no matter I'm a big life learner. I read a side, listen to a lot of podcasts, your intuition, the challenges you live them, you go along, and you start to gain resilience organ of yours, right? And I actually think so. The challenges they differ, and I'm sure Taha understands this very well throughout the different phases of a certain of your entrepreneurial spirit, right? Or the journey. So at the very beginning, the challenges are very different than after a year, and they're very different after 3 years, and they're very different after 5 years, and the continuation. And I think what you need to be able to deal with these challenges is that mindset that I will get through this. Everything can be fixed. Everything can be solved. You have to inject creativity and resilience into the work you do, in order to be able to pass these phases, right? But every challenge. So 4 years later, the first of opening into looking at the challenges I had back then, I joke it now. I look back at the it's very the challenges that I'm facing now. Back then, they used to be like huge, right? They're huge things on and I, really worried and all these things, but to get to learn pass this through, right? And for the idea of the idea of being inspired, learn, um, and that everyone can pass. Go to a little. I'd like to find try to find it.
So
Uh, for
no,
me,
please go ahead.
the biggest challenges what I faced, it's like many entrepreneurs. I faced limited resources and no network in the beginning, and a lot of uncertainty. But every challenge was a lesson for me. It pushed me to become more creative, more resilient, and more business mind. That's the secret for me to pass any challenges.
So you both shared a very important word, and that is resilience. So
Yeah, yeah, yes,
we,
yes.
we we can't just give up. We actually have to keep persevering and have our objectives and our goals very clear.
And to be more flexible with any obstacles you face it.
Look, so we talked about the challenges, the hard parts, but what are some of the most rewarding parts of your entrepreneurial journey? What have been some of the not achievements of this, but if you actually are proud of, which is back to pandemic.
Uh,
All right, this first.
Um, it's like there's a tangible impact to have when you're growing this. But basically, I started out with a printer in my room, and print objective was to print out the quotations and invoices of the projects I used to do, and I could go drop them off to the finance of every company, right? And now 4 years later, I still have that printer in my office because it really does remind me of how we started. And it's a horrible printer. It takes an hour to print, but that's my printer. That's my beginning. So I think one of the things that I love the most is genuine growth. So I started out with a printer, 0 humans, and then I hired my first employee, my second employee, and now we're 30 employees, right? So the every single time I have to go through the hiring process. I'm very proud of, counting the numbers of people that work in the agency. I also really love seeing, the type of work we're creating scale, not only in quantity, but in quality, right? So when I started out as a standalone person, there was a certain quality that I could deliver, and there was a certain volume of projects that I could deliver. But over time, now looking back at my portfolio as an agency, there's so much volume of but also the quality getting better year over year. So again, I think in itself is a fantastic right. Obviously, to be the freedom to say sometimes your work you're kind of with boundaries, etc. So, but entrepreneurial about breaking boundaries. So that mindset of scratch, let's go ahead, let's make it, let's listen, fail, you know. Um, so, so these things I think really make me feel very proud today. We're still very early on, from back that printer to today, that was the people work company that makes me extremely proud, and also the quality of the work we deliver in general makes me very proud as well.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Rula, and congratulations for such an amazing,
I'll
story
show
and
you the
parcours.
printer.
So, what about you, Ta? What is something that you can feel proud of, and how you think that you have achieved through your entrepreneurial experience?
For me, the impact of our work through our films and companies, we highlight positive chance from social issue to local entrepreneurship. Seeing people inspire. You hear me, Ala?
Yeah, we got you.
So see people inspire because of the sorry.
Um, um, now let's talk about something we are experiencing now in the century. That is the reason of why we have initiatives like the Steve initiative and why we have the Intercontinental University from the, the activity of the law of internet, the way that now we are having this called in 3 different countries all at once. I would like to know how this global impact, and how the interconnection of everything has both changed the media, field, and also the entrepreneurial journey of an entrepreneur. Again, back to you, Rula, if you allow me.
Of course. A couple of things. I remember very well when I started out in advertising, I was in BBDO, and it was a global advertising agency. And we had this server that we had to have a username and password in order to either download research papers or case studies or, presentations done by other offices worldwide. And so being exposed to the learnings from other agencies to be not very but as abundant as today. Today, you get on LinkedIn, there's a lot of thought leadership there, connect and network to speak to people. And you want, if there's a founder that you're following on Instagram or LinkedIn, you can actually send a message saying, hey, doing 1, 2, 3, 4, I need your support. And tell me what. And a lot of people actually do. And so you're connected. And even though there's everywhere, one of us is going through the same we're all very different. We're all very unique. We have different geographies, but we're all very connected in the same pain. I think it's the same pain. So either the ambition or the passion points or the same pains that me and Taha probably went through across our journey. And so I think today, with everything being very much connected, you have the capability to be exposed to whatever you want to be exposed to, right? Um, a very like nice example is there's the podcast that I started listening to recently. It's called the Founders Podcast. So for everyone who's here, I think you should really listen to it. It's by someone called David Sendra, and what he does is he reads autobiographies of founders in 20 minutes on the podcast. So he reads an autobiography, he comes up with the 10 lessons of that autobiography, and then he shares it to the world. It's not your podcast, it's not conversational, it's just here's the thing I learned from the but I've learned so much from other people, right? Uh, and I told my team if this podcast would do, a lot of things would have changed in the way I did now that I've listened to every single day. There's so much learning that are learning from other people's journeys. This is the good thing of being interconnected today, that the ability to be exposed to whatever it is you want to be exposed to, what it is that you learn.
Great, thanks a lot, Ikram. So, what do you think have been the impact of this connection or journey?
Yes, in our team, we use the social media to show our business because when we use the social media, we saw the trends because the global trends and the social media have completely changed the way we work. So when I started, client wanted the traditional or long corporative videos. Now it's all about digital storytelling. And you know what I mean with the storytelling, short video, emotional video, and authentic content made for online audience. So for us, social media give us directly visibility and new opportunities. So for our clients, actually discover us through Instagram and it push to adapt the way we work to digital first.
Excellent. You are absolutely right. And going back more to journey to different things we will through entrepreneurship and entrepreneur in Morocco. So these are similar but different things I would like to discover more. So share with you know this actually to come up with a project in Egypt, how they can be part of this journey or in your country.
I've always been a bit of a gender-based person. I wouldn't, I would walk into a room full of men and I wouldn't worry about it. But you're absolutely true. I think sometimes, um, I think me and Taha have that similarity probably, which is, gaining new clients and having new business. So I've always been known in advertising in Egypt as, the strategy girl. Everyone loved to come to me for marketing strategy advice, etc., because I've been building that career, right? But then the moment in a business is completely different because now you're not only developing a project, but you're asking people to pay you for it, right? And so a lot of things that I didn't know on the business side, I I would project for a small amount just because I'm so happy and I'm so excited. There are things starting as creative goals that you give up your time for free. At the end of the day, your client is asking for this service. You have to be able to be negotiate. But and I'm showing up, that's not the way business works. And I think this is something you, as you go along, how to be more how to be more business minded than it is kind hearted. But so this is one of the things that I've learned along the way, and I think is global in nature. Another thing is, you know, you were saying before as well, the leadership aspect of things, how to how to balance culture but also performance, and how to keep your people happy and make sure that they're being productive. And you know, it's everyone says Gen Z is different, but in my opinion, they're just not different. They have so much more interests than I did back then. I wouldn't mind sitting in front of a laptop for 12 hours. I would not say anything to my boss. You know, I was very happy to stay overnight in an office. But I think this new generation needs to constantly feel like they're being part of something bigger. They're achieving
Mhm.
something, not just about implementation. So having constant balance that culture and perform, how do I perform, but in that I'm with, you know, that over.
The the not journey or it's affecting uh, similar a lot of energy and ecosystem that supports innovation. That's the important things for me. But I would say to the main difference is the structure. I think for me, Egypt has a more established creative and startup scenes with the more investment and regional visibility. In Morocco, the ecosystem it's still development, but it's very dynamic and full of potential. People are starting to believe more in entrepreneurship as a real path, not just a dream, and that's make it exciting because we are both generation that actually building this movement.
Well, thanks a lot. That is actually right. And she has a lot of opportunities. But obviously, with a big have to do this. I think that that's the very interesting. We're just happy, to accept it. That we need to start working with more business and but actually know what is good for your business. We're very good, so we're very funny. We just talk about money a lot. And it's something that we need to learn. I think we would like to our this question. That would be the roles. Like I said on the beginning, the role of EFE is that we support youth in the best way we can to improve their employability. And one of the best ways we've found to do that, and what we realize that is lacking to our youth, is the soft skills. So the ability to engage with partners, to introduce themselves in front of a recruiter, or to develop their own, entrepreneurial adventure. So, what do you think are the skills that our youth need to better develop their experience? Could be, as an employee in a company or as an entrepreneur. What is soft skills that they might need to actually be able to launch their projects and succeed in their careers? Roland, you might.
Uh, yeah.
So, go ahead.
No, go
Okay. For me, the all the soft skills is just important technical skills. We need more. Entrepreneurship, communication, leadership, and adaptability. And the most important things be entrepreneurs and that's you empathy very well. Why it's to build your trust with your clients. And my in experience, honestly, projects success not only because of creativity of or strategy, but because of human connection and good collaboration.
Thanks a lot, Rula.
I agree with Taha. So there are four C's in my opinion. And the first one that Taha said, which is technical, so competence. You have to have competence. To me, if you're walking into an interview and you're not competent, this is when it's just not going to work, right? So we're doing a presentation. A lot happens to us where, it's a presentation, I'm from the air, and it just fails. So you have to be very confident in whatever industry you're learning or on or viewing. So confident, that's to have the confidence. So once you're 100% confident, you have to keep that in your head. I am confident in my own skin. I'm confident with my presentation. I'm confident with this interview. So confidence is very important. The third one would be courage. So I think that Arabs were in to feel and I see this because my sister is very much tuned to going up strangers, talking to them, presenting herself, presenting her ideas. We're not like that. I think as an Arab culture, we're very much, scared to go out there. So the third one would be have the courage to go out there and put yourself in a position where you're not comfortable, right? So that's also very important. And then the fourth one would be what Taha said as well, which is connections or collaborations. So don't underestimate the connection you're making today. Don't underestimate when you're, having 10 minutes coffee with someone. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later, you might end up, messaging that person on LinkedIn and doing something together. And really, it's like a circle. We'll come back to each other one way or another. So these are the things that really hone on your own leadership authenticity, whatever or business.
Great advice again. Those are very, very basic characteristics. Those skills of this way, nice to us, yeah, our series of ways to work with community, job through about bees, about skill, engage in person interviews, and also why not discover their own material skills and try to the project afterwards. So we will now jump on into the live class session, and we will have one of our trainers kind of explain what they have been doing over this time. So back to you guys in the class. Hello guys, we cannot hear you in the room.
Can speak in if
Uh, if there's-
think
yeah, let's get now. As you can see, and Professor Sukhi has been he's one of our certified trainers at EFE. And
okay.
the way that we operate is we actually train our trainers before they can develop, our content with their youth.
I think
So I don't
Ala,
know if now they can hear us.
I think they put the mic in mode mute. Now I think
Do
we
I
can
need
hear.
to make the presentation now?
Okay,
It's okay?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Suk.
it's okay.
We're waiting for
My
you.
phone. It's okay? It's okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
now good.
Okay. You're working on.
Can you explain to us, Mr. Suk, what is happening now in the class? What are you guys doing?
Yes?
Can you? Yeah.
why stories of youth has energy and has the speed mind. So he will want but he feel through find the job is the program aims to help you to get to your goal. That's referring in three major parts. This is the first part where we the train destination where they want exactly to go. At this part, we work on the professional projects. Also, there's there's the point current situation, the work self-assessment in order to so they can know them well. So that you are this person and you want to go from the point A to the point B. So this is all the program is about journey where you discover yourself, you make assessment, and also you define clearly the decision. We you have the methods needed, like systemization, cover, and also research during the days. During the 3 days, all the participants now, I believe that they have a clear vision and all the method they can implement in order to get their job and start their professional career. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Professor. Now we would like to hear maybe from the students in the room if they can share with us what they
L'activité,
have
elle est
been
en cours,
doing
cette
during this.
activité, elle est en cours.
Working,
Yes.
working. Yes. So for just talking about we are just able to find some strategy to know how to contact them first to see what they need as a profile and the thing the just CV. So we talk about just like 1 hour. We talk about we're gonna work in the same, but we're gonna be friendly using yes. What our profile and all this. Quality. So I personal how can find the job. It's obvious. Sorry, after we start on the 28th we are October. October, yes, that's it. 28th October 2025. And before the workshop, we had a small game called Ice Break Game, where we each participant had a paper and we wrote our name on top of it, and it was divided into 6 sections, and each one a question. And after that, our to start and list our to each other and after for the person who the name was on top of the paper, and we have to give in total each person had just two
our work I learned starting by the know our and uh, it stands for weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. After that, we had the ikigai method, and it is a Japanese name which combine two words, iki and gai. Iki means live, and gai means purpose. I mean, and it's literally give the it's a purpose, giving a purpose to live. After that, we saw the which method? Is our it, it was divided into four sections. First one, important, second one, important, the third one, important participant, and the gators. The one version had to this so we can make it for different versions. And that's it for the first day. Second day, we were doing groups, and we have opportunities to be the share our ideas. The third day, we had the opportunity to learn how can we make resume and make it understandable by the people who will give us the job. And that's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. That was insightful indeed.
So, hello, my name is student for psychology. Uh, Honestly, this training was such an amazing experience. I was not really, you know, optimistic or I thought it was like a regular classroom where we go write cases and then go home. But it was completely different than that. We had like at the first work, we had this activity, which is like a people relay, ice brain and getting to know each other, as well as getting to know ourselves, since it was a bunch of questions about our future, our professional futures, which is honestly something that I haven't really given much thought. As it went on, we were or we learned ways to influence ourselves and how our skills also our skills we would analyze resume, typical tool and method I heard the query and this uh, but the most valuable part of it was how to analyze and present my CV and how to successfully pass the ATS systems, which was honestly something that I really didn't have much idea about. And right now we are doing another exercise, which is how to uh, participate or find jobs at certain organizations. Like for me, for our group is the non governmental organizations. Yes, this was such an experience that I think all my colleagues here. I think anyone who make this will be great.
Thank you very much. It's quite interesting to see the easiness which our participants just take the mic and speak in a language that is often being on minutes on anything in English, especially the third language in a row. So,
Enrolled in EFE program, and good useful this for me. So from this, I learned how to speak with confidence in a job interview or in front of people. So and also how to present myself professionally. Then in this training, we also used some great self-development tools like the SWOT analysis that help us to understand our strengths and weakness. Also, the Ikigai, it's Japanese psychology that made us to think about love, on. Also, well, over the road in French. This tool showed us how to balance between work and personal life. We followed the limit model or three angles. We have maximum and method. So we have to bring three models to become professional in our lives. And later, we focused on how to create a good CV and make it ready for ATS, which is the applicant tracking system that many companies use to select candidates. So I learned how to use it and use the right words and structure our CV so that can pass the system, reach employees, and pass our job interview success. And finally, that this gave me more confidence and motivation. I think believe I could all become a trainer that audience their attention part for the social life and want to thank everybody here. Thank you.
For your very much great observations. Can be achieved a few days and to so what other efforts are doing in your curricula and your presentation. So now we are going to open the floor to questions. It can be both from the whoever is joining us online. It could be from the participants in the classroom. So I invite you all to just share with us your opinions and give your questions. We have Rula and Taha here that are willing to take all of your questions. And please don't forget which you feel comfortable with Arabic, English, French. We will translate it in there. So whoever online, this is your hand. That if you have a classroom, in the thank you so much. All right. Myself, if you wanna go.
Yes, much. Um, one thing that I kept hearing over and over again from Rula and Taha, and also from the participants in the classroom, is talking about personalizing your CV or your online presence to your own strengths. So I want to hear from our panelists a little bit more about, any advice that they have about creating a personal brand. In this era of social media where, LinkedIn and other platforms are really prevalent in, that kind of idea of how you portray yourself to employers.
I have an interesting story about this, Terry. So, I personal branding is somehow new or online digital personal branding uh, as a discipline is relatively new because before that's CV, right? You can put it on LinkedIn, but in communications now, branding has become very and people buy more people than from products or etc. And um, when I left the ministry in 2021 to my own business, I decided to, professional, upload it on LinkedIn. I wrote really authentic about now the journey into consultants and now my journey into opening my own business. And it was just a heartfelt post. And my first two clients which was the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development in Egypt. So the minister got in touch because she saw that post. And then the second client was Etisalat, which is a telecom operator in Egypt, got in touch because they've heard of me before. And now that I've opened my own business, they wanted to work with me. So I realized back then the importance of personal branding because these two clients had my business and they continued with me for the years. How you yourself, how you create yourself and see how the business were confident in their own, and they were telling stories of training. You can mirror that on it. So it is the stay on the ground, on that you on ground. Don't shy away from taking that online because you thought that now important to to have voice on.
Great, thanks a lot, Gula.
For,
Taha, do you want to
for me, my advice is simple. Be authentic and consistent. Don't try to copy others. Share your real story, your process as an entrepreneur, your challenges. People connect more with honestly than perfection. Also, stay consistent. Post, communicate, and show your value. Over time, your personal brand become your reputation, and that's your strongest asset for any entrepreneur.
Thank you very much, Taha. The things that you say, they might seem easy at first, but it's not easy to actually implement them every day and to consistent like this. So thanks for the reminder. Do we have to? I know that people index for followers, so or are you
Yes.
yes?
So, I hope you guys do well. All know that mistakes are although are wise words. Unfortunately, mistakes are side hustles, and my pleasure to back on this. And to add the pillar, not stick, not is having a good mentor. So I want to go back to the point of a good mentor. I would say life in your business life. Did you get your mentor, and how was your first meeting with them? Thank you.
Great question indeed. Mentorship is a key part of entrepreneurship. So maybe Rula, I know you mentioned about a mentor earlier.
It's all my previous bosses are my mentors. That's number one. Number two, I really do headhunt people online and say, "Hi, I need to talk to you about X and Y and Z." But I'll give you a very nice story. So when I decided to open my own business, back one of the previous who owns a real estate started everything and went up to him and I said, "Hey, I'm opening my new business." And like give me said one piece of it, let whatever it is that you to pick people online. So what else? Like one advice that people and really important what he said, but other behind discipline, right? Having that structure and governance to the way you work, etc. But going back to what you were saying as failure and mistakes, it's really it is easier said than done, like you said. But I really, really genuinely believe there's a lot of mistakes that I did, and these mistakes helped me gain that resilience muscle, right? And the capacity to take that pain is what makes you be better at what you do. So don't shy away from mistakes, right? You will be upset, you will be hurt, you will feel like you've lost a lot of things, but that's the only way that you are able to gain that muscle and exercise that muscle. It's like going to the gym. and be better afterwards. So no matter how much advice you take from people, you will end up having a lot of roadblocks along the way. My only to that is, yes, have a mentorship support network to fall on the times that I have a problem and be, crying, but I would call and that on going through uh, just keep it and think back. Or as my mentor, I have several networks where um, you know, so
Thank you. How do you feel mentorship is part of career? Someone you have advice or just share experience with? We can't hear you, Tal. You're muted.
Sorry. For me, having a mentor is really important for any entrepreneurs. Mentor gives you clarity, direction, and the perspective that can help you to do they help you with any mistakes. May start smart, make a good decision, stay and for mentorship is not about advices, about experience, and connections.
Excellent. That is a clear and interesting approach for the mentorship and the relationship that we can have, with experienced people that can help us throughout our path. Thank you both very much. I think we might have mentioned in the room, maybe.
Uh,
I think Mike.
yes, of course. So the question is, I don't know the what skills or competence that we need to develop to develop our profile and to be like for our work we can be like the good profile for every entreprise in general for the opportunity. This is my question.
Rula, do you want to jump to that?
Like yeah, and to be adapt quickly with any member on the team because the world changes fast. Also, develop emotional intelligence and leadership. Even in small, your degree gives you knowledge, but your give you opportunity.
That is a very necessary thing.
I would only add uh, he said creativity. I think as a young person, you're not expected to know things exactly as they are or to do things exactly as they are. So experimenting, being creative in your answers, being creative in your presentations, being creative in your whatever endeavor that you go to, now's the time to do it. So don't fear just being creative, right? In whatever the smallest things to the biggest things, because I think as you grow older and you're much more entrenched into the business, you'd be a little bit more scared to take any risks. But now's the time to do that and to take that risk.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Rula. Now, we do have one question on the chat from Firdaus. So she's asking if we intend to provide specific job opportunities for our EFE. And the answer is yes. We actually share any job opportunity that we have on our you have any other questions?
I take some from Morocco and some market, big market here, which all the Moroccan is there or Garage Halal. Is taken some products of China, and I'm located in Dubai now. Now I'm just visit my family in Morocco, and I'm giving some advice. He's helped me so lot. Uh, the self studies, a lot of platform online, like Alison in Ireland, like Idrak in Germany, like platform self studies take a lot of certificates. Uh, uh, he helped a lot. For example, when I have some and you have me, yes, you have correct. You know that word, but certificate for the city. When I give you the, I have now 136 diplomas and certificates
MashaAllah.
because
Thank you.
because the technology is growth every day. We have a lot of solution every day. We must always be update, always be update. That's my advice.
Thank you very much, Amin. That is very important advice indeed. Our youth and all of us, actually, not just the young, should always keep developing of using different training methods. So maybe Rafa, if you want to add some advice regarding how one can keep himself and learning new skills.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, if one have you to choose him some platform is and have some promo, he just reach in the and the and I give him all platform are free.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Amin.
I still my pass, like a photo. Uh, it, uh, curiosity to wait for the perfect school or opportunity. Start learning by yourself. We have Idrak, we have Coursera, we have a lot of platform. Stay curious and keep improving every day. That's how real growth begin.
Thank you very much. That is indeed very valuable. Rula, you want to jump on
Yeah.
as well?
So right. So there's a lot of, like we said, so there's a lot of platforms that you can subscribe to and learn now. So Coursera, edX, all of these are fantastic. And I've also seen that learning through content is also great. But the one thing that is on everyone's mind today, even across all businesses, is AI, right? And how can I person be strong around the person who's not AI? Go on to the tools on the learn as much as possible with AI so that work together with technology to be better.
If we take one last question, I there's one on that we can search in Morocco. Just some that's only used in Morocco to improve your skills. And he also provides a platform called the IBM
Yeah.
partner. IBM gives us access to this platform for free. So if you want to learn more about it, you can just use the link that my colleague shared on the chat, and you can benefit from the platforms immediately. So maybe one last question. Okay, if we can, I think we have one from the class.
Hello, my name is Nisrin HLL. I am student I'm master student in biotechnology and quality of the Science Casablanca. My question is uh, graduate major resume or uh, cover. Is what is the biggest mistake and what is the best and resume or cover letter?
So this is a great question, Rula. I guess have to hide all the time new people in. So that's actually to probably face. So what are the mistakes that people do when they are applying? What is it you see in your Rula, you wanna
And interested to know Taha's answer, but it's really, to me, I can see if a person is trying too much versus being authentic to themselves. I think being real is very important. To overthink it, to try to be overly negative. Um, of that email, we can see that I love the simple, the concise, but honest, powerless. That was that really do too much that doesn't give me who you really are. That's
That is very wise, Rula. Thank you. Taha, do you have anything else to add? Your microphone.
For me, the biggest mistakes I faced in recruitment was having only technical skills, not paying enough attention to attitude and value. So I learned that talents meet nothing without uh, and the vision of our company.
It's important. Absolutely. We need to have teamwork, be able with others as well. We have a question from the chat, and it says it's from Nada, and she says that I am a student in the field of design, and I want to develop myself further in UX design. I wanted to ask you, what is something you wish you had known at the beginning, and that would have saved you a lot of time or mistakes? Rula, I think you already have something in mind.
Um,
Taha, go ahead.
okay, I will say start small, but start now. Be consistent. Surround yourself with the people who use UX design, and don't be afraid to fail. Every mistake is a step forward.
Well, what I would say now is worth, because obviously in the job you are very, very business, everyone, developing a platform set for their so very, very current world. It's very important to uh, know the worth of the product and the time that you're spending on a product. So cost is very important, and being able to do that consistently. So, even though you're starting your student to develop yourself, always have that business mindset of I'm creating this project in a quick way, be unique, and that you're able to in the future sell service in a worthy way, right? That's worthy of your time and worthy of your brain and worthy of your talent. If I would have known that at the very beginning, it would have saved me a lot of time and as well a lot of mistakes.
Thank you very much, Rula. I know I said a last question before, but I know we can't say no to our youth now that they are engaging with us. So we do have one last question on the class. So please, you can go ahead.
So every I could just wanna ask about the challenges that in your own business. So how you face this and how you be motivated and don't lose hope or dreams away.
One thing really that I feel consistent change that a career phase of journey, but consistently stressed out. I'm consistently living stress, right? So this is one thing that's been with me all along. But what I was, uh, I would disconnect a bit. So whenever I feel pressured, whenever I feel stressed out, whenever I feel I can't do this anymore, which is a lot of feelings that we get all the time, I would suggest, disconnect your phone, leave your laptop, go to the desk for 3 feet, and say, I'm taking it, and you don't think of waste of time. Contrary, it's important for you to step down, you will eventually find solutions. You have the energy. Um, you're going busy and busy and busy. You you're able to say, I can't do this more. Not able to think, not able to anymore. Day to connect back to myself and then start again.
Great.
For
Thank you very much for that. Taha?
For me, I believe challenges are part of our journey. They are not a sign to stop; they are a sign to grow. When things get hard, I remind myself when I start and focus small wins every day. Uh, uh, Surrounded by positive keep never lose curiosity. Motivation comes from progress, even we just step.
Thank you very much, both of you. I thought in the classroom in invite Mr. the Vice President of the university. Hello, Sanas. Could we maybe have a quick word activate your phone, please, with your call?
Better English.
So we can see. Yes.
Uh, so, but thank you for Maroc for this training. It's not the first time.
Can you activate the
It's
microphone in the classroom,
it's
please?
better. خدامش. It's okay. Hey,
Hello, Mr.
thank you for Maroc training for our students. You have students next. Thank you for all. Thank you for thank you for Charles. Who Hein? Je compte.
Ah, bon,
C'est pas que c'est d'être les Ah, c'est d'abord madame connexion live. Tenir de notre citoyen de Casablanca parce que nous innovons ensemble. L'avenir de nos jeunes est notre priorité. Pour vous aussi, j'espère. Donc,
Mhm.
la recette pour insérer, elle évolue tellement vite qu'on n'a pas le droit d'attendre. Maintenant qu'on dit la réforme universitaire, dans 1 ou 2 ans, au mode d'enseignement, au digital, l'intelligence artificielle. On était un forum d'intelligence artificielle avec le professeur Khalid. Grosso modo, pour dire rien fort, fort, et, et on est dans le projet collectif et je remercie toutes les équipes du Maroc, aussi techniques et je remercie pas ma collègue, professeur Nadia Chafer, qui est chargée de mission au niveau de l'université, en charge de tout ce qui est enseignement transversal. Et le volet abordé par EFE est un volet prioritaire. D'autres projets sont à venir. Je on va garder surprise parce que euh, on a beaucoup de projets en tête. Vous savez, je vais conclure avec ça. Euh, le mode entreprise qui est très du haut au soin de l'entreprise. Si le client si l'école ou l'université, quel va être l'âge syndical pour dire que on a un besoin d'insertion. Si j'ai des formations plus de 80% d'insertion en moins de 3 mois, ben je me dis quelque part, on a fait de bons choix. Ben, si je travaille dans mon coin tout seul et je ne pense pas à quoi correspond le besoin de l'entreprise, ben là, il y a des choses à faire. Et ça, aujourd'hui, c'est le premier. Je remercie mon CEO, les connaît par cœur et c'est un peu leur même en tous les cas, la partie qui correspond à cette personne-là et les cas dans le, pour dire que les formations vont arriver, d'autres pratiques. Et mille merci, Gouda Barakat. On compte sur la main qui se bien. Merci à vous.
Merci, of course. Thank you very much for your words. It certainly has been long, I would say, has been long for many years now. He's vice president of the second university in Casablanca. We've been able to engage students from different faculties, different sectors, and as you see, the relationship we've had in the very proud to that. We need to be improved in the environment. So now, if you allow me, I would like to be worried about university today. You could maybe give us one last piece of advice on how you just one last reflection about the experience with us. Feel free to do so before we can call it to an end. Sitara,
Go, Rula.
Rola, go ahead.
There's a quote that I love very much by author Brene Brown. She says, "Always choose courage over comfort. Um, all always have the courage to experiment, to create, to learn. Um, over your decision, choose courage over comfort. That's my advice."
Thank you very much. And we'll keep this in for sure. How do you want Yes, we can hear now. We can there we go. Yes.
Okay. My advice is very, very simple. Start before you feel. Don't wait to be and have check journey with the most decisive.
Thank you very much. I'm going to our this in person on just like us people on each day. Yeah, camera. I'm pretty sure that's your viewers.
And
Alright. Now you do Thomas. Anyone else? All right.
And
We also have in the
answer.
class. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Ah, I think we have it now. Well, everyone for taking part of this amazing activity that we would be happy to connect more and keep following us, engaging with us, and like Professor Teni said, great projects are coming. Please make sure to follow us. Thank you and have a